All right, so this part is how to open up this casing here, which is where we need to get to plug in this particular jumper. So this pulls apart sort of sideways. I'll reference a blog article, which is really helpful and has a picture of where the clips are. So you can essentially get a feel for what you're pulling apart. Essentially, hope that helps. So you can see some of the bits there. So now if we try to get it into here, so you can see some of these important parts in here. I'll pull this one off too. There we go. So now that we've got the casing off, you see there's a number of different parts in here. But the one that we're interested in is this one right at the top here. And there's a little button on the top of it. And if you just press down, this will now pull out. Okay, so I'll just press down on the top part of this here. Just moves, pretty easy. And this is where we're going to now plug our new one in. And we're going to plug out this connector. Oh, struggling in the light here, sorry. This connector is going to be the receiver of this one. Going to be difficult with one hand, so I'll pause the video. All right, so now I've done that. I've plugged what was in there into here, so I can hopefully see. And now I've got this unplugged as well. So what I'm going to do, this has a little sticky part on the back here. And so I'm going to try to wrap my wires so they're nice up in there, they don't rattle, anything like that, and that they come out essentially through this little section here. So they're going to come out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on the outside of the black plastic case. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. All right, so now I've pushed these two bits back together. So that's pretty easy to do. And I've got the wiring loom coming out. That's where the gap is. So don't put it obviously between here or, if we can see it, the seam down here, just because there's no room there. The room is around the stem of the rear vision mirror. Okay, and these just push back together. So you essentially just push it hard up against the glass surface and then slide them together. They clip together easily, and there's really limited risks if you're just gentle of any sort of cracking of any of the parts or anything like that. So hopefully that makes sense from what you can see. And then the next step is to find a neat way for me to be able to, in the limit of the wiring loom, to still be able to make that look neat. Maybe something like that. Oh, I need to get rid of that. That's going to be ugly because this is my wife's car, so it is going to be important that it looks neat enough to pass the wife approval. All right, so quick learn for the next time I do this is feed this cable in through here before I clip all that back together, especially because I put the sticky tape side over the seam, which meant that I had to, manipulate it to pull it apart. Would have been easier if I'd just done it in the first place. So I had to essentially pull that off to be able to get that back up. So now what we're going to do is feed it under the trim all the way around, which is sort of challenging. I might grab like a paddle pop stick or something like that to be able to put this flat cord and slide it underneath the rim here. Going to be difficult to see that, but underneath this rim here, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished. All right, so the part of the installation I hate the most, essentially what I've done is I've brought the cable up here and I've pushed it in up here using a paddle pop stick or something like that, got it around to here, and then what you're able to do is if you take the door trim off a little, you can actually get to the rear of this panel and pull it out. And you can see inside here, there's a little bracket that holds it in place. That gives you the access to be able to swing around the top corner here and then down this door trim and then ultimately you can hide it behind the rubber and come out the bottom, and then when you're finished it clips back into place, which I won't be able to do with one hand, but that clips back into place so that you can't see much of the wire. Essentially, wire coming out the back here, wire going into here, wire going up to there, along into this pillar and down here. And as you can see, I've got plenty of cable left, which I'll hide inside here when I'm finished. All right, now that I've got my cable tucked in behind, I've got it popping out here, don't need that at the moment. I get my connector. This connector needs to go up onto, hopefully we can see it, this white thing here. Only goes one way. And there we go. And now I plug my LAN cable in, and then I'll push up the excess LAN cable up into sitting in this door pillar. Now, I haven't pulled this trim off, so you can just see a little bit of the LAN cable come around there. But other than that, that's now all complete. And the next step will be plugging the, putting these on, finding my right position, and essentially mounting this. And then lastly, using this little cable to bring power from the connector on the back here to the Comma 3.